surprised. You was standing right there when he told you that the tree wasn't, you wasn't nobody going to eat no fruit of it. If God tells you something, it's going to come to pass. Stop doubting him. He's telling you to believe and trust in what he tells you to do. But the thing of it is we don't get in his word and know what he tells us that we need to trust for. He keeps on and he's talking to them and he tells them everything that you ask for. If you believe it, you will receive it. He tells us 3 times in that passage to speak, to say, to save. In other words, stop telling God about your problems, but tell your problems about what God is.
Come on here.
You speak to your situation. God says, if you don't have no money, God says, I am the living. I am prosperous. If I'm sick, I know I'm healed. By his stripes 2,000 years ago, I was healed. Everything that he told you on the cross is already done. But you need to speak it into existence. You need to watch what you're saying. Talk what God tells you to talk. Stop waiting on God to move when you need to be moving. There's some situations that come in our lives, that we can't handle. And he'll handle those things. But the things that you can't handle, get up off your do nothing and let's go.
Come on here.
Just trust him. Work the power that's given to you. And you're going to see it manifested. God bless you.
Come on here.
Come on, put those blessed hands together.
Hallelujah.
Put those blessed hands together.
Hallelujah.
For our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Amen. Turn with me to the book of Luke, chapter 8. It's a very familiar passage of scripture, so I'm going to skip a lot of it because we all know about the woman and Jesus was going to heal Jairus' daughter. And I want to focus on verse 47 and 48 where it says, and when the woman saw that she was not hid, she came trembling and falling down before him. She declared unto him before all the people for what cause she had touched him, and how she was healed immediately. And he said unto her, daughter, be of good comfort. Thy faith hath made thee whole. Go in peace. Want to use for a topic today, you can't get if you don't go.
Come
The
on
word
here.
go is defined in the verb form as moving from one place to another. And in the form of a noun, it means an attempt or trial at something. Every day our lives consist of our movement from one place to another in an attempt to accomplish, acquire, or achieve, get, if you will, something to satisfy the things that we need, want, or desire. When we want to get a few laughs or have some fun, we go visit our friends and our loved ones, or we go to the movies, or we go to comedy clubs or shows or plays. When we want to get our bellies full, we go to restaurants and we go to fast food places, and we even go in our own kitchens and sit down and eat. When we want to get healthier, we go to the doctor for eating tips, and we go for walks in the park, or we go to the gym. When we need to get rest, we go somewhere and we lay down. Whatever we need to do, we have to get up and go. When we want to get delivered, when we want to get set free, when we want to get help from God, we have to get up and go to church. We have to go down to the altar, and we go down on our knees, and we cry out to the Lord, Father, help me please. Everything we do, we must go. In my studies, I found out that in each of the 4 Gospels alone, the word go is used 150 times. In many passages, Jesus tells men to go as a command. Go, preach the coming of the Lord. Go, tell of the kingdom. Go, make disciples. Go, sin no more. Go in peace. Jesus used go on purpose, not just because. The word go was not meant. The word not a suggestion. When Jesus told the woman to go in peace, he gave her direction, guidance for her to walk and live the rest of her life. James 2:26 says, faith without works is dead. We must work, we must move, we must go toward achieving that which we believe and have faith for. What Jesus was saying was, because of her faith, you can now move from the place of peril to the position of peace. No matter how desperate your situation, even if it's been years and years, don't worry about how hopeless it looks. You have peace that surpasses understanding. God's peace, peace that abides within. You can't get it if you don't go. Tell your neighbor, move. You gotta go.
You gotta go.
The woman could easily have chosen to accept the report she was given and stay in the state she was in. For some of us, staying is easy, ain't it? It's just easy to just sit there and do nothing, just be still. Because when I'm still, I'm comfortable. It's a familiar thing for me to just be where I've always been and not desire to move to another place. There's no risk in staying. It allows us to cuddle in what is comfortable. And some say there's no danger in staying. But I want you to know that you cannot follow Jesus and stay where you are. It is impossible to trust God, study His Word, and not move in the direction of His purpose for your life. Staying makes you stagnant, stiff, and stinky. You'll begin to miss your blessings simply because you did not move. Tell somebody, get up, move.
Get up, move.
You can't get paid if you don't go to work. You can't get fuel if you don't get up and go eat. You can't get forgiveness if you don't go forgive someone else. You won't get success if you don't get up and go complete the assignment. Whatever you do, you gotta move. Moving ain't always going to be easy. People will try to push you aside. They'll try to cast you down. They'll try to talk about you. They'll try to hurt you and lie on you. But in spite of it all, you still got to go. Despite the circumstances, the woman chose to move. And she received her miracle. And I just want to encourage you today to move. Just get up and go. Even when it looks like a hopeless condition, God is a present help in a time of trouble. When it seems like you've been defeated, we are more than conquerors. We always win. God has good things in store for His people. You should see His goodness in the land of the living. Nothing is too hard for God. So I reckon that the sufferings of this present day are not worthy to be compared to the glory of God that will be revealed in us. Go to the rock. Go to the rock. He is Jehovah Jireh. He will provide. He will heal you. He is Jehovah Rapha. He is Jehovah Nissi. He'll give you His peace. Whatever you need, I'm telling you, you can't be still. When God says go, you gotta move. You gotta get up. Move into your miracle. Move into your ministry. Move into your business. Move into your book. Move into your healing. Move into your destiny. Whatever you do, you gotta get up and move.
Hallelujah. We heard Minister Brooks say that the transition of faith and how we have to work faith for ourselves. And then we heard Evangelist Boyd come behind and say, have faith and work the power that God has given you. And now we've heard Evangelist Wise say, get it and go. Touch your neighbor and say, neighbor, get it and go.
Get it and go.
Well, I'm coming behind with the book of John. And you'll find me in the 8th chapter in the 3rd verse. And it simply reads that the teachers of the law and the Pharisees brought a woman that they had caught in a bed with a man who was not her husband. They forced her to stand in front of the people. They said to Jesus, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the act of adultery. And for the law of Moses commands us to stone to death any woman that does such a thing. What shall we do?" They were saying this to trick Jesus. They wanted to catch him saying something wrong so that they could have a charge against him. But Jesus stooped down and started writing on the ground with his finger. The Jewish leaders continued to ask him their question. So he stood up and said, "Anyone here who has never sinned should throw the first stone at her." Then Jesus stooped down and began to write on the ground. You may be seated in the presence of our Lord. Touch your neighbor and say, "Neighbor, Jesus dropped the charges." I said, touch your neighbor and say, "Neighbor, Jesus dropped the charges." Now, a lot of us in our life have been held against what people have said about us. If you've ever been the plot of somebody's lie, and if you've ever been the plot of somebody's gossip, just wave your hand at me really quick. Yeah, the Bible says that the Pharisees, see, they brought this woman to Jesus because they had caught her in the bed with somebody who wasn't her husband. And I found this to be real funny in this 4th verse, because they said to Jesus, they said, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the act of adultery." Now, if you go back to the 7th chapter of John, you'll find in the 15th verse when the Jewish leaders didn't even want Jesus to be teaching no how. And they told Jesus that you can't teach on the Sabbath and that you're not a teacher. Let's look at the book. It says the Jewish leaders was amazed and said, "How did this man learn such a thing? He never had our kind of teaching." And Jesus answered him and said, "What I teach is not my own. My teaching comes from the one that sent me." So I found it very funny how all of a sudden when in the chapter before they didn't want him to teach, but in this chapter now they're calling him a teacher. Isn't that how a lot of people do us? They don't want to solidify our callings in God. No, they don't want to call us what the Lord has ordained us until they get themselves in a situation that they need us to get them out of. Touch your neighbor and say, "Neighbor, don't you fool with people that don't know your calling and won't recognize your anointing." Hallelujah. They looked at Jesus and they said, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the act of adultery. And the law of Moses commands us that we have to stone her to death as any woman is caught in this act would be done." Now we see here where they're trying to trick Jesus. They're trying to trick Jesus because, like I said in the chapter before, he was talking about salvation. He was talking about deliverance. So they wanted to see what Jesus was going to do in a situation like this. Touch your neighbor and say, "Neighbor, a lot of people are putting you in situations because they want to see how you going to come out of it." Yeah, they put you in the middle of it because they want to see if you still going to have the same praise coming out that you had when you went in. Yes, sir. They put the mess on you because they want to see if the God that you serve is still able to keep you from falling and to present you faultless before his presence. Touch your neighbor and say, "Neighbor, don't let the devil trick you." We find out a lot of times when we become saved and sanctified, has put you in. And if God be for you, he's more than the world against you. They were trying to trick Jesus. And the Bible says that they wanted to catch him saying something wrong so that they could have a charge against him. We're finding out that the Pharisees and the Jews was so against Jesus that by this time, everything that Jesus did, they were trying to hold it against him. When he went healing in the city, they were there trying to hold it against him. When he was working miracles on the Sabbath, they were there trying to hold it against him. And the same thing is happening in your life. It seems like the devil is trying to hold everything against you. But I dare you to lift up your hands and say, whom the Son set free. Whom the Son set free is free indeed. The Bible said that Jesus stooped down. While they were charging him, and while they were trying to look at him, and while they were trying to put things against him, Jesus stooped down, and he took out his finger, and he began to write in the sand. And if I can just use my imagination for a little while, I just believe that Jesus began to write in the sand. He began to write about some of them that was trying to come against her, that was trying to call her out. He began to call them out. Touch your neighbor and say, neighbor, the more that they try to call you out, the more God is calling them out. Jesus writing in the sand. He said some of y'all called her an adulterer, but some of y'all are whoremongers. I can us. We were liars. But is there anybody in here? Some of us in here, some of us just need to thank God that he didn't expose us in our midst.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yes, sir. Because a lot of us, if we were caught in what we were doing, if we were caught in the bed, if we were caught in the club, if we were caught, some of y'all, if we were just caught in the car, good God Almighty, but aren't you glad that God said in his word, I'll look beyond all your faults and I'll see. I will. Everybody stand. Everybody stand. We bless the Lord and we honor him because Jesus dropped the charges. And I don't know about you, but I'm glad about it. I'm glad about it because the charge against me, I was supposed to be lying in a hospital.